This quite beautiful spot is unique in England. It's the only church it's called Knowlton Rings, and it's a surprisingly large site. This is about all that's left of it. There's bits up there, over there and there in those fields that unfortunately have been ploughed out, but at one stage it was the biggest collection of barrows, these little round mounds, burial mounds, in Dorset. That's the church in the middle of it. Let's go and see if we can have a look at the history. So there we go. Little board provided by English Heritage. Probably meant for ceremonial use, it absolutely was. We're actually not that far from Stonehenge, which is, I think, roughly over that way. And Stonehenge was a European centre of some sort of Neolithic worship. So this site presumably would have been part of it. I think, again, it's one of those places that would have been a lot more in the way of chalk. So it would have been a lot more impressive. And I said there are rings, or there were rings all around over there, there, and up there. Let's have a look at the rest of it. So a bit more inside this ring. There's this sort of trench goes around it. Better seen over this side, really. It's one of those funny places. It's very popular. There's a lot of pagans in Dorset, and Wiccans and witchy types. And whilst the church fell into disrepute, I think as a result of the Black Death or bubonic plague, one of those sort of things, the local village basically died. This site is still used quite a lot by pagans and Wiccan types, particularly that little grove of trees over there. We'll go and have a look at it in a minute. That mound over there is one of the large barrows that used to be around it. It's one of the few unfortunately that survived. A lot were ploughed out. People didn't have the interest in the history. It was quite some time ago. And obviously growing food was a bit more important. And this is a close-up of the church. Very Norman in that sort of square tower bit. It's going into it. It's very, very lovely site. Very wintry bit. Thickness of all these walls. They didn't often know how to build stuff in those days, didn't they? Unfortunately, there's nothing really in here saying what part is what, which I think is a great shame. Bits of all bits of graffiti. Some of these must be quite ancient actually. See bits along there as well. Camera fault. And this is inside the tower. Big old tower. Looking back to the outer ring. So this is looking back towards the castle, the castle church. This stone lying there without explanation. Don't think it's a gravestone. This little clump of trees on the far side of the bank, where I think there's a lot more, yep, sort of baby things going on. Offerings and stuff tied up in the branches. It's quite an active site, this. Pagan and Wiccans, there's very much a growing spirituality. So this site could definitely be said to be still used. It's definitely still used. I'm very active as well. Message on one of these, which I'm not going to try and read. And there's a bird somewhere up there. And we can look out, go onto more of these fields. That's that big barrow over there, which I think is on private land, so we can't really go and have a look at it. But yeah, there were lots more of those around here. You can see them as crop marks apparently in the summer. And this is what looks like one of 3 entranceways. This one leading in there. There's one that we came in further over that way. And another one again over here. How original these are. I mean, it's hard to tell. I don't think there's been a great deal of excavation done on this site, which is a hell of a shame. So I would certainly like to know more about it. It is beautiful, isn't it? Big barrow again. And a farmhouse. So we'll have a little walk around the rest of it. You'll be able to hear that voice. It's some local, dear me. Some local who's knows quite a bit about the site. He's explaining it to some dog walkers. Definitely an old man of the country. And I'm actually filming this on Bank Holiday Monday, as you can tell. The sky, it's probably going to rain fairly soon. It's a beautiful site. It's unique, it's well preserved, and I think it's generally lovely. We're very lucky in Dorset, in Wessex, to have quite so many of these Neolithic ancient sites. And in fact, I'm going to go to Stonehenge to see the sunrise. I'm sure to Stonehenge as well. Video about Knowlton Church, Knowlton Rings. It's beautiful. If you ever get the chance and you're in Dorset, come down and have a look. So one last look. I think that looks really dramatic against that sky. And this does change here a lot. You can hear it's very windy. It's always windy up here. It's bloody freezing in the summer. Whilst it's quite sunny in summer, which we're just about to go into, it's also still windy. But yeah, look at that. That is dramatic, isn't it? See you soon. We'll start doing some knife videos.